Don't believe in aliens, they're never going to land. Don't believe in cryptids that leave footprints in the sand. Don't believe in spirits appearing from the dead. The only demons out there are living in your head. Dream crusher, the Lord of non-belief. If you can't prove it, no one can get ready for the grave. Getting skeptic, we all know what that means. He's lurking in the shadows and crushing on your dreams. Dream crusher, the Lord of non-belief. If you can't prove it, no one can get ready for the grave. Getting skeptic, we all know what that means.
Alrighty then. It's Friday night. What's up, everybody? Woohoo! I am excited. Donna's back.
Hey guys.
What?
I know it's been a long time.
Oh, I gotta actually turn your mic on. There you go. They
Hey,
probably
guys.
heard you.
I'm here.
She's here. She's really here. Look. There she is. Oh my goodness. How is everyone doing? It's Friday night. The weekend is here. Oh, such a long week. Oh my goodness. There's lots of people in the chat room already. We got Tina, JT, Stinge 68 Games. Are you new? I don't think I've seen your name before, but welcome. Oh, wow. Let's see. Diana's in the house. Daniel Reed is in the house. Shauna. Mr. Tim Vickers is in the house. Pasquale. Oh my goodness. Pasquale from Squaring the Strange. Let's see. Glenda's here. Jay's here. I'm Scottish Pride. I saw you earlier today. And the Punky Brewman. Nice. Twigs. Kendra. Fantastic Publishing. Fantastic Publishing wrote that song that you heard in the opening. That was awesome. Steffi? Is that it? Am I saying that right? Steffi.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Just making sure. Ian's here. Susan's here. Lots of people here. Hello, and welcome. Glad you're here. Let's go over the rules because we need rules. Rules. Rule number 1. What?
Some people need rules.
Oh, I do need rules. I do. Otherwise, it's chaos all over the place. All right. Rule number 1 is that you are welcome to ask questions. That's what this. I'm screwing up. I was going to say I tried to say song and show at the same time, and it Shong. You are welcome to ask questions. That's what this show is about. It's about learning. It's about learning together. You guys ask questions, especially tonight because it's open mic night. You guys ask questions. I give you an answer, or at least I try. And if I can't give you an answer, I write it down in my book, and then I save it for next week because that's next week, Kenny problem. He'll take care of it next week.
Next week, Kenny will.
Rule number 2 is that I don't know everything. And that's, let's be honest. I don't. I really don't. I try to learn a little bit about everything every day, but sometimes it doesn't work. Rule number 3 is the Patrick Swayze rule. That's be nice. Be nice. You can be in the chat room. You can discuss things. You can debate things. You can argue. That's cool. Just don't be a dick. That's what it comes down to. Just don't be a dick. Because if you are a dick, Donna boots your ass.
Yeah, and I don't know how to get you back.
Yeah. And so that's like going into a black hole forever. You're like gone. We never see you again. We'll talk about you, for a couple of weeks. We'll talk about you, make fun of you, but you're gone. Rule number 4. If you do have a question tonight, please do us a favor, put a capital Q in front of it. That way Donna can pick it out and put it in the queue for me to answer later as we go. And rule number 5 is my favorite rule. Got my big Superman cup. Special tea inside. You see it right there. All right. With that out of the way, let's look at some of the comments here. Before we get started with, Dave Schumacher's in the house. What's up, Dave? Wisdom. What's up? I still am working. I didn't get to work on an outro yet, but Wisdom actually made a third song for me, and I've just been so busy. I want to make an outro at the end of the show so I can put that song on it because it's really cool. I really like it. We were listening to it. I played it for Donna before the show.
It was a cool song.
It's really cool. But before we get started on questions, I have an unboxing to do. My buddy Mitch Silverstein, who was here a couple weeks ago, he came to visit us right after the eclipse. He was in Niagara Falls for the eclipse, but he stopped by for a day or two, and we were hanging out and talking, and we got to talking about certain things. I have a dowsing rod rig that he built for me. Actually, he built it for himself, and he built a bunch to sell, but they just never took off. And it locks the dowsing rods in place, so you can't do this, independent movement. They're locked in place, which was really cool. And I ended up getting all the ones that he made, and I sold them to certain people and gave them away to certain people that I felt could use them for testing. So we got to talking about that, and he's like, "Hey, I did a little bit better. Maybe I'll send you one." And then he said, "I got some other goodies." We started talking about other things, and there's something in here that I can't wait to show you because I'm excited about it. So let's just get this stuff open, and I'll show you what's in here. Are you guys excited? I'm excited. I love getting packages. I like.
Yeah, as long as we know who they're from.
Yeah. There has been one box. There's been two boxes here where I didn't know who. One didn't have a return address on it, so I had to. I didn't even show you the pop yet. It's over there. It's right there. There's me.
Yeah, for those of you that don't know, Kenny Biddle now has his own.
I'm a pop. If you haven't seen that before, somebody made me a pop. It's a mystery person. I don't know who did it, but there you go. You can take a look. All right. So yeah, I like getting packages mostly when I know who is sending them because I talked about it. I was on Beardo Get Scared, his live stream earlier today, and we were talking about like threats and sometimes things get heated and we get death threats or other kind of threats, and we were talking about that. And this kind of falls into it. If I get a package and I have no idea who sent it, standard rule is to open it outside. Like I have to go outside away from the house and like open it because and it's funny, but it's also sad, because I can see somebody doing that, sending something bad. But this, I know who did it. So enjoy. That's from Mitch Silverstein and Steph, good friends of ours. So let's see. First up, I got a hat. They gave me a hat. That's cool. Where's my knife? So I got a nice hat that says, what's it say? Nyack Paranormal Investigation. Look at that. So for those that don't know, Mitch Silverstein, we go way back. I met him years ago, and he's an actual scientist, has 2 degrees, and he taught me a lot about note-taking and how to take good records or keep good records, how to make sure your page will not be tampered with later, and just went through experiments. And he actually designed an audio system. It was an audio recording system using 4 mics, and you set it up in a room, you calibrated it to the room, and he could tell you where any noise was, any noise that happened in that room, he could tell you within like 6 inches of where it actually happened. And it was just amazing. And then he let me come along and do the testings with him and see how it worked. And it was really good, but unfortunately it didn't go anywhere. But I would have loved to get my hands on that and actually worked on that. But so now I got a hat. Do I look dapper? Do I?
Yeah, you look dapper.
Yeah. Sexy. All right, let's see what else we got.
You have to sharpen your knife.
I have to sharpen my knife.
Yeah.
Is it that bad? It is. All right, there's a mysterious red bag. That usually makes me scared. Let me see here. All right, it's another bag. Oh, it's a camera. I like cameras. I like vintage cameras. Here we go. Oh, that's cool. That's nice. Let me see my glasses here. Am I? Oh, okay. It's a nice camera. I like that. It's clean. I wonder if it's got any, let's see. Open. It's been a while since oh, there it goes. Oh, wow. Very nice. Jiffy Kodak. Look at that.
Oh, wow.
127 film. It is, yeah. This is, I think this is like 1960s, 1950s maybe. But I don't want to mess with it until I actually see that. There it goes. Goes into place there. But I believe, yep, there it goes. Pops out. There you go. Look at that. Look how clean that is. The bellows is so clean. That's really nice. That's really, really nice. I like that. And then inside, that's not the shutter. I think there we go. Okay. Very cool. I'm going to play with this later. I'm going to look it up, see what year it's from, and go from there. What else do I got? Two more things in here. So here's the dowsing rod rig. You guys are going to get to see this. Oh, this is so cool. Let's see. This is really, really neat. I'd really like to convince him to make more of these because I think more people need to play with this. Let me see. Let me get the dowsing rods out. Sorry, I'm doing this all off camera. I don't have a good setup for display here. So here is the rig. These are the handles. So you hold on to them. There's a bubble level on the bottom here, so you can see if they're trying to twist it like a steering wheel. And then we're going to put these in. There you go. So now you can do your questions and say, hey, if there's any ghost here, make these cross. And I can't do it. I can't do it. I can go back and forth. Whee. So this is awesome. And it even comes with a stand. Look at this. So I think this goes up into here. And there we go. Screws in. It's got a standard 1/4-inch tripod mount. There we go. It's a little tight. All right, there we go. So now it'll stand by itself. Let's put it back here. Oh, look at that. I like that. That's good. That's good. I can take that with me because I have one in the display case that's outside my office, and I have it with like a pendulum tester and a Ouija board tester and my remote viewing box. So that'll be good. So this is what I'm really excited about because it goes along with a Ouija board. I heart the acrylic base blocks ghost. Oh, I heard the acrylic base blocks ghosts. There you go. So this thing, let me put this camera down a little bit so that I don't have to raise it up so high. There we go. All right. So this is called the iWay Planchette Signature Series. Look at that. Cool little picture. I think that's Mitch and Steph. Maybe. Yeah. So There's a little, purpose. Purpose is the iWay planchette weighs all participants' finger weight with the slightest pressure. Try it for yourself. If you try to pull or push the planchette in any fashion other than resting a fingertip on it, the LCD display will tell you how much pressure is being applied. When he told me about this, and I think I saw like the first one that he built, and I wanted one so bad, but he didn't make any more. So there you go. Check that out. So it's a planchette. That's basically it's an acrylic planchette on top of a scale, and then we turn it on. There you go. So now any kind of pressure. Let me see if I can get that right. I don't know if you're going to see it. Oh, it's telling me like it's unsettled.
Maybe it has to be on the table.
There we go. Oh, all right, see if that works. There we go. So now you guys can see the numbers, and then just the slightest touch. There you go. That's cool. So if you rest your finger on it, and again, like I'm holding it, so you're not getting a really good example of it, but if I'm holding it here and I just rest my finger on it, oh, actually it looks, it goes down. That's weird. Probably because I'm holding it.
You're holding it.
But then when I try to push it, it goes up. Yeah, it's much better when I have it on a table, and I'll take some video and post it on my pages so you can see it. But this is really cool. So now I can bring this to conferences and stuff with me, and people that claim that the Ouija boards work, I can whip this out. I'm gonna whip it out and be like, "There you go, try this." Whip it out. Put a camera over top and say, "There you go. Don't let me see the scale. You know, the numbers go up." Does it match pressure to each individual? Oh, the guy who built your dowsing rod, would he make more on commission? I don't know. I don't know if he has any more, because I think like this is what he had left. This last one, I can ask him and see, because if he has the parts, I think that's what it was. He had all the parts. He wasn't. Nobody was interested except for me, and I offered him. I said, make me a deal. Make me a deal. Give me a number, and I'll buy them all from you, because I thought they were really, really cool, and I thought I could use them, and I did. I sold them. I sold a bunch of them, and then I gave away a few to people that I thought really could use them, you know, for testing and stuff like that. So really, really awesome. All right, so that was cool. Let's get to the questions then. And then we'll see what happens. See how long we go. Maybe we'll go into a 3-hour show today.
No, we won't.
I told her about the 4-hour show last week, and she was like, "No."
You enjoy that while I'm not here.
So Scottish Pride says, "Does it match pressure to each individual side?" No. It's one. I put it in a box. It's one scale, so it matches pressure to everyone that's touching it. So it's an average, well, not an average. It's the full pressure of everyone resting their fingertips. So this would have to be, I would imagine, like just testing phase, going to testing phase. I would have to get an idea of first, like how many people are going to be on it, and then what is the like a range of the standard resting position. Because I mean, even when I have this on the table and I'm just putting my fingers on it and just lightly touching it, the scale still goes up and down. So there is a range. So I'd have to establish a range and at least like a high point. But when you do try to push it, it's a significant increase. It's not like just a little bit. It goes up a little bit. It dramatically increases. So I think it shouldn't be a problem to tell if someone's pushing it or not. You just can't tell, at least by this, who is pushing it. That will still fall on the observers. And really, it depends on, like with this is, I don't know, this is interesting. Because I think that added control, I think, would make people nervous. like, oh shit, like you can see how much pressure I'm putting on it now.
Mhm.
And they might try harder. Like the people that aren't trying to fake it will try harder to lightly touch it. And that might show up. It might show up more when someone actually tries to push it. But I can't wait to play with this. Any takers? Anyone want to play Ouija boards this weekend? Wisdom, what's up? If an actual spirit were to move the planchette, would that not also change the pressure? So, yes. Well, I don't know. To be honest, I don't know.
Yeah, we never had a spirit.
I don't know. the what you can do, and this is what I've done with the sliding planchette that I have. So I have a planchette that's in the display case it's two halves, and they're separated by ball bearings. And so that if you move the top, if you try to push the planchette, the top half moves and the bottom doesn't until the ball bearings lock, and then it pushes ahead. So it's always been like, all right, if there is a spirit here, move the bottom, move the bottom piece first. So that should, hypothetically, if a ghost wants to push the bottom part of the planchette, everyone's fingers that are resting on the top would keep the top part in place, and the bottom would like slide out from underneath until the ball bearings locked and everything wanted to go. So I would imagine the same thing would happen here, because the scale only registers when you're on the planchette. So if you want to, you can go down here on the corner and just push it, and there would be nothing left. It's only on the metal piece that's underneath the acrylic. So you could put that in the instructions of your ghost and say, look, like push here, or push here, push anywhere that along the black casing and not the clear top. So I think that would be our workaround. Yeah, but I'm excited. Like I want to design a board just for this.
We have to do like a board and like set up a camera and just leave it and see if it and then see if the pressure changes.
See if any pressure. Yeah, we've done that before where we've left the Ouija board out all night.
We'd have to do something like that.
That would be fun. I'm up for that. Guess what we're doing tonight? Yeah, we're gonna play with Ouija. We're gonna talk to the dead. All right, Pasquale. I'm sorry, man. I always have to practice your name. My Philly mouth just does not want to say it. Do people think ghosts exert physical pressure, an immeasurable physical pressure?
I don't know.
I would say, and it would have to, because it's when you have them blamed for moving furniture around, there has to be some kind of physical force on it. There has to be something like that. So I would assume yes, that there is some kind, because you also hear about like footprints in powder or handprints when they put like baby powder on things, like usually on a car bumper, because Crybaby Bridge and stuff like that, Gravity Hill, where they're like, oh, you put powder on your bumper and you'll see the little hands that push your car up the hill. Never happened. Makes me have to clean the bumper. Stupid trick. But yeah, I would assume that if this all existed, there would have to be some kind of physical pressure involved. But I don't know. I really don't know, because that's a good question, because it doesn't really come up. You get sometimes it comes up with the idea that they use their energy to push things, and I'm like, what does that mean? What does that? Yeah, explain that to me. And there's never an explanation. Yeah, I was wondering if they think items are pushed, or if items get imbued with the power of the ghost and movement is somehow caused by that. Yeah, that's exactly my thoughts, because the energy thing is used all the time. The ghost uses its energy to affect the environment.
Drink.
Oh my God. I'm not going to make it to break. I like how he used power instead of the E word. So movement is somehow caused by that. Yeah. I think it's still up in the air. It's still a mystery, and it really depends on the person that you're talking to, like what they believe, or if you're talking about like Zach Baggins, they just make shit up as they go. So who knows? But good question. Thank you. This is good. I'm having fun. Bruce was on last week.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he was like
Oh, I'm sorry, I missed you, Bruce.
We popped this cherry about coming on the show. It was nice. Kenny, I love testing paranormal equipment. If you ever want to send any out for testing, please keep me in mind. I need to speak to this guy on sending me stuff to test as well. So yeah, I mean, I that's what I usually do. I get people to send unwanted equipment most of the time. Like if they have equipment that they don't use anymore, that is just laying around, I get them to send it out. And then I test it. I play with it. I figure out what it does, what it's supposed to do, what it doesn't do, how to manipulate it, and go from there. So if I do ever have a chance, like, or have an idea like, oh, you know what, I've played with this enough, or that I have extra, then I'd be happy to send it out. Not a problem. Ooh, I want to show Pascal too. I got the camera. It's been charging. I have taken some pictures. I haven't looked at the pictures yet, though. But I want you to know that I did get it, and I was playing with it. That sounds funny. Probably should have worded that better. Oh, man. Ooh, Scottish Pride. Question asked on Beardo, but not seen. Do you personally believe in the afterlife? Or multi-dimension? So I do not have a belief in the afterlife. I don't think there is one. I'm with the idea that when you're out, you're out. Like lights out, game over, the long, long nap. That's probably the only time I'm going to agree. No. I was going to say agree to sleep, but I think I'm going to fight that too. I'll be like, no, I can't. I got a deadline. I can't do it. I got to make another video. I got to make another article. So no, I don't have a belief in the afterlife. Multi-dimension or multiverse. I don't even like it in Marvel. I think they could have done better. But aside from Marvel comics and movies, the multiple dimensions, I don't know. It could be. I just don't know. As for the afterlife too, that also could be something that's real. But I don't know. I haven't seen any evidence of it. I haven't seen anything that would make me think, yes, that there is. There's just a lot of stories. There's a lot of beliefs. There's a lot of old ancient stories that vary widely depending on where you go and cultural background and stuff like that. So, but me personally, no, I do not hold a belief in the afterlife. But good question. Thank you. All right. Wisdom. What about reincarnation? I have seen a few studies on the subject that seemed quite convincing. So I haven't gone into it deeply. I've read about it. I've looked at some cases. And for me, what I've looked at always falls into the same, I guess, pitfall. It's usually the people showing up after the fact. Like a child has said that they lived a different life, that they can recite facts from this other person's life when they died and this and that. And it seems like reincarnation, but usually the people, the investigator that shows up well after everything's been established. Like the child has been saying these stories or claiming these stories for some time, like months or years. So who knows what happened? Who knows what stories they were told, what stories they overheard, and how it really started, because stories will change over time. Retellings will, with more retellings, you'll get different versions, and you really don't have a factual record of what happened from the exact start time up until the time the investigator got there. So I always have issues with that, because that's usually what pops up. And then that's really my experience with that. I really haven't gone too deep into it. And that would be a discussion for three tortured souls, because then Dave Schumacher would probably know a lot more or have a lot more studies that he would share with us, so we could we could look at that. So me, Dave, and Tim, maybe that'll be my topic. Well, no, I don't want to steal that, because I have another topic I want to bring up for that show. Forget what I said. Shh. All right.
We don't have any more questions right at the moment.
Oh my God. Well, thanks for coming. Short show.
No 3-hour show.
See you next week. We're going to make up. We're only doing a half-hour show this week. Well, I can talk about a little bit about what I'm working on. Or, hey, you know what? If you have a question and you feel like you want to come on for a couple minutes and discuss it virtual face to virtual face, then I'm going to put the link in the chat and let you guys do that. Cool cup, Kenny. Thank you. That's my Superman cup. You got me that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. Big. It's glass too. Boing, boing, boing. See if we can change the tone. Mm-hmm. All right. So I'm going to put the link in the chat. And again, like if you have a question that you would like to ask in person, you got to have a webcam and microphone. I mean, that's just a given. But you are more than welcome to come on for a few minutes, discuss your topic or ask your question, and then we can we'll see who else wants to come on. Scottish Pride. Up until King James got his hand on the Bible, reincarnation, limbo, purgatory, and the guff were a thing. Opinions? So I have the King James version. I also have, I have several versions. There's Dave in the chat room. I knew he'd be there. I have several versions. I've only read one version, and I think it's like the New American Bible. I read through that and didn't like it. Wasn't impressed. But as in reincarnation, limbo, purgatory, and the guff. I don't know what the guff is. I don't remember. I don't recall what the guff is, unless that's a misspelling. So reincarnation for that. I mean, again, well, not again, because I didn't say it the first time. But the books of the Bible, I would not trust, because, several of them we don't have any idea who the authors were. They are copies of copies, and I don't know what's factual. I know locations are real. Maybe some people might be real, but as for the concepts like this, guff is the well of souls. Oh, that's very mystical. I like that. I want to put a well. Those little like fake wells that you can get. I want to put one in the backyard and just call it a well of souls. Like paint it black.
We'll put it in the front yard.
Put it in the front yard and have like a light that flickers from inside of it. To have our own well of souls. I like that. Purgatory, I think, was this is going back to my Catholic upbringing. I'm trying to remember some of this stuff. Limbo and purgatory, I thought they were the same thing. I don't know. Purgatory, I think, was like an add-on for Catholicism, where they were like, we're going to have a place in between, and we need the living to kind of like for them in order to get them to up to the front of the line. I don't know. I'm going to go with I don't know on this, because I'm really out of my wheelhouse with this. It's been a while since I've read any part of that or looked into it, so I don't know. I don't have an answer for you. So I will, you know what? You're going to be first on my list to learn things next week. So we're going to talk about limbo and purgatory. I still spelled it wrong. Even though I was looking at it, I still spelled it wrong. And the guff.
Limbo is for unbaptized children.
What? Really?
Limbo.
That's a lot of people. Let's look that up. We got time. because we got let's look it up. Let's see. What is limbo? Let's put Bible limbo because I don't know what I'm going to get. Limbo in Catholic theology was believed to be the border place between heaven and hell, where the souls who died without being baptized, though not condemned to punishment, were deprived of eternal happiness with God in heaven. Dude, what a dick. Like that's horrible. That's horrible. You know, either get dunked or you don't get into the happy place. That's horrible. I really don't like religion. What is purgatory? In Roman Catholic doctrine, a place or state of suffering inhabited by the souls of sinners who are what is that word? Expiating their sins before going to heaven. What's that mean? How do you pronounce that? Expiating means to atone for something that you recognize you shouldn't have done. Oh, I do that every day.
To atone for your sins before you get into heaven.
For example, you might expedite.
Expedite.
No, there's not a. It's EXPIATE.
Maybe they spelled it wrong.
Let me see. I want to see if I can get Google to pronounce it for me. Let's see. Pronunciation. There you go. I love Google. Here we go. Expiate. I had it right. Expiate. So, for an example, you might expiate a crime, sin, or transgression by apologizing or trying to undo the damage you caused. Oh, so you're in purgatory until you right your wrongs.
Right.
Oh.
Before you get into heaven.
Well, how do you... Ian's. Kenny learns words. That's right. We learning words. That's interesting. Like, how do you right your wrongs if you're dead and you're stuck in purgatory? I think that's kind of a catch-22.
I think we're getting stuck on religion.
Uh-oh.
Move on.
Talking about religion. Sorry. All right. Let's move. Oh, do we have any questions?
Uh-huh.
Okay. Let's go. Let's move on. Former Roman Catholic. You gonna put one up?
I am.
Oh, okay. I was like, okay. Shane, what's up, buddy? I gotta talk to you. Maybe Monday I'll talk to you, or maybe this weekend. I gotta catch up with you. I've been working on debunking TikToks, but I'm new at Adobe Premiere. Any advice on beginner green screen and video editing resources? So I don't use Adobe Premiere. I use Filmora. Yeah, Filmora, like 12 or 13 or 16. I don't know what it is now, but I got a lifetime subscription to that, and they update it, so it's really good. I haven't tried Premiere yet, but try everything. But with green screen, I know lighting is key. Lighting is really, really important. You have to have a lot of lighting because any kind of shadows that show up will not disappear. So you have an issue with that. Green screen with me, like when I've used green screen, it hasn't been so bad because I do usually have lighting, and I have light panels over here that I use to light up the background. I usually have problems with a green suit. But let's see what else. Green screen or video editing resources. YouTube. Honestly, YouTube, I've learned so much from YouTube. Just watching editing videos, just watching people go through it. And I'll usually type in, like, how do I do this? And start watching videos and find channels that will give you breakdowns of so many effects. And I've learned a lot just from that. So that's where I would start. And that's where I usually keep going back to. If I don't know how to do it, I usually type up on my other screen, like, hey, how do I do this? And I'll watch the video and I'll go step by step because I'm not a quick learner. So step by step, and I'll go out into the hallway. I'll set up the green screen and the lights, and I'll try this and I'll try that. So that's my best advice for you right now, is to just watch a lot. And I mean, sometimes I sit for hours at night just watching these videos and just going over, even watching the same subject matter over and over and over again, just to get it into my head. So that's the best I can tell you right now. So thanks for the question. Appreciate it. Wisdom. What was on last week's list?
Do we have anything?
Damn it. I was hoping nobody would answer. Because I
wasn't here.
I couldn't find it.
You can't find it.
So because I was looking, I was like, what do I have? And then I realized like I did a whole bunch of notes and I wasn't sure. Because like, yeah, I had like Sir No Face review, and we did that. We did that last week. Bruce came on. Let's see. Nighttime. We talked about nighttime, why ghost hunts are happening at night. Less light, enhancing hearing. Oh shit, that's what I was supposed to do. Less light, like when you're in the dark, because somebody made a comment about your hearing is enhanced, and I do not agree with that. So let's look it up right now. Does my hearing enhance when I can't see? Okay. So this is interesting. Yes, scientific studies and anecdotal evidence suggest that people who experience vision loss. Oh, all right. So that's for vision loss, like complete vision loss, often develop a more enhanced sense of hearing. The brain adapts to process sounds differently after vision loss, with the something cortex and auditory cortex both changing. Oh, that's really interesting. All right. How about my hearing enhance when I'm in the dark?
Scottish Pride says hearing will advance over time.
Lack of sight. So this is like vision, when you lost your vision. Being deprived of vision increases the sensitivity of neurons in the brain that are responsible for hearing. This is not, let's see. Oh, okay. So this is from The Guardian. While locking people in a dark room for a week probably isn't a feasible treatment now, shorter spells of sensory deprivation may achieve the same results. In fact, past research suggests that being blindfolded for only 90 minutes can lead to enhanced hearing. All right, so I was wrong. Write that down.
Kenny was wrong. May 3rd, 2024. I'm writing it down.
I was wrong. No, that's good. That's good. Now I'm really interested, because
really wrong.
That's really, really wrong. All right, so that's going to go on the official list and not just the scribbled notes. Hearing enhanced when it's dark. Thank you, Wisdom, for pointing that out. No, I appreciate that, because I wasn't sure and I did disagree last week, but seeing that it looks like I'm likely wrong, that's really, like, I let's see, your senses can adjust, but it takes a while. Your brain starts using the other senses. So my understanding before was that you just focused more on it, because you couldn't see, because the lights were out and it was very dark in a place, that you couldn't rely on your vision so much. So you paid more attention to your hearing rather than it actually enhancing. But I mean, I'm gonna look into it, because what I read about the 90 minutes, that was from an article from The Guardian. Let me see. What's it say? So, this is so big. Why is this so big? This is from an article called "Spending More Time in the Dark Could Boost Hearing in Old Age." This article is more than 10 years old. That's interesting. Oh, they talk about Daredevil. In the Marvel comic, Daredevil, our hero, is the victim of radioactive spill, leaving him blind, an extraordinary heightening of his other senses, particularly hearing. Huh. All right. So I'm going to post this article in the chat if anyone's interested. You can read it. But that's interesting. I want to leave that on screen so I can read that later. But yeah, that's good to know. Because I did not know that. That's good. Now I'm going to explore that a little bit more. Glad I didn't write anything about it. Pascal says, I think focusing and rewiring are on a continuum. Human learning works the same way. Yeah, when I was a Boy Scout, we did seeing in the dark training. It's pretty cool. I haven't tried like I did that once. I did it. I watched like I forget what it was. It was like a TV series that I watched where it was like two kids and one was blind and one wasn't, and they put a blindfold on the kid that could see just so he could experience it for the day. Like he had 24 hours where he had to keep it on, and I tried it. I think I only lasted an hour because I kept walking into things. And I got yelled at because I was knocking shit over. But I mean, we're talking like when I was 12, 13. So, but interesting. Thanks for bringing that up. I do appreciate that because when I'm wrong, I'm wrong. All right. Let's see. What else do we got? Scottish pride. I shouldn't do that. I can't do accents. Scottish pride. Do you prefer scientists to be believers in the paranormal or skeptic cynics? So I don't prefer cynics at all. I do not like the idea of just dismissing things out of hand, just because you don't want to believe or you think it's silly or this and that. I do like actually digging into it and researching and figuring out things. Or learning, like, your hearing enhances. I love learning that. I'm excited about learning more about this. So I would prefer scientists to be skeptical. I mean, they can have their personal beliefs. We can all have our personal beliefs, but you should be skeptical when it comes to extraordinary claims, no matter what it is, whether religious beliefs or paranormal beliefs, or even if somebody claims that the magic pill will, drop 60 pounds and make you look beautiful forever and no wrinkles, whatever, like you should be skeptical of this kind of stuff. So I think a good, healthy dose of skepticism is always preferred, at least for me. Yeah, I don't like cynical people. I really don't, because it gets annoying. It's the opposite, when you have someone that's full blown believer side and just believes everything. The polar opposite of that is someone that just dismisses everything and doesn't care. It doesn't matter what you say or what data or evidence or facts are brought to them. They just like, no, I'm just not going to believe it because I don't want to believe it. So I don't like either side. I like, you can have your personal beliefs, but be skeptical. Be skeptical. It's my little shout out to Brian Dunning. There he is. That's the guy, Dan Webster. He's the one that talked about the hearing. Harry Houdini performed multiple times in Buffalo. Have you visited any locations that he visited? Do you try to debunk some of his most popular tricks? Well, I haven't tried to go into any of the locations. I still haven't fully settled. I think we still have lots of boxes in the house. And we're still
gotten out of the house.
Right. Yeah. I mean, usually when we get out, it's like we're traveling. We're not in the area. But for debunking some of his popular tricks, I don't know how to say this other than you don't debunk tricks because they were magic tricks. So I mean, he said he was a magician. That's what he was. He was a magician and escape artist. So that's exactly what he did. So there's no debunking it. If you mean like trying to figure out how he did some of his tricks, I do have some books. I have books by him and other magicians that have figured out a lot of his tricks and that have explained it. So I know a little bit about it. I'd have to refresh my memory on them. But I don't typically, unless the trick is done in front of me, I don't really set out to try to figure it out. I mean, like when we watch Penn and Teller fool us, we're always right on it. Like, how'd they do that? I don't know. Let's rewind. Let's watch it again. Let's stop it frame by frame. And I mean, I'll do that a bunch of times, or I'll try to get look it up on like YouTube, see if there's different angles. Because I do like figuring out those kind of tricks. And it's not, I wouldn't consider it debunking. It's just trying to solve that mystery. There is a mystery. They do tell you up front it's a trick. And especially on those shows, like we know it's a trick, but just trying to figure it out is the fun part for me. Like I enjoy it first. I enjoy like watching it and like, oh wow, that was really cool. You know, really cool illusion, or they were really fast with their oh man, what's the word? Sleight of hand. That's it. Houdini was an illusionist, fake from the start. Yeah, sleight of hand illusionist. That's and escape artist. He was an escape artist. I mean, that was his bread and butter, really. I mean, his big events were all centered around him escaping like locks and chains, and especially like underwater, like in the river, or in a big tank, or being buried, or something like that. Like the milk carton. That was one of his big tricks. Mitch Silverstein is in the house. Yeah. What's up? Illusionists are great. Having your mind boggled is surprisingly easy, pleasant. Yes, it is. Mitch, we were talking about you. We did the unboxing earlier on. It was a lot of fun. Lots of cool stuff. I can't wait to try it. Joe Vitale's in the house too. Entity 7 Paranormal. Skepticism is part of the scientific process. It does imply open-mindedness. I agree. You know, like let's see. Show me. That's basically how I approach it. You know, if you come to me with an extraordinary claim, it's my attitude is, all right, show me. Show me what makes you think that. Show me how it's done. Show me what makes this happen. And it's not an attitude where I'm like, you know, show me. I know you're not gonna. It's curiosity. Like I want to know. Show me all the data. Let's get into this. So yeah, skepticism is part of that, and being open-minded to it. Yeah. I can't stand when people are like, nope. I believe it doesn't matter what anyone says. Or the opposite is when, nope, it's bullshit. I don't care what anyone says. I just don't like that. I don't like that kind of attitude. But all right, that's cool. We're almost done an hour. This is great. Sorta Ricken, what's up? He said I could say it that way. Did the ghost slime your notes again, Kenny? Oh, you know what? Sometimes. Oh, you know, yeah. See, my problem is I have notebooks everywhere. Like I have a notebook here. I have a notebook here. I have. Keep one for Friday. That's all. I know. I really have to do that, but I keep grabbing it because like I get something, like an idea, and I look around and it's like if I see this, I'm like, oh, cool, and I start writing down my notes, and then I forget. But you're right. I really have to. I have to designate notebooks and keep them in certain areas. You need colored ones. I need coloring books. Colored notebooks. Like I have. You like that? Look at that. I have me on a notebook. I love it. All right. That was good. Ian, did prisoners who were placed in solitary confinement without light ever experience weirdness? Good question. Weirdness. I'm sure they did. To full disclaimer, though, I don't know. I don't have any. I've never looked into this at all, so I have no idea. I'm sorry. I saw his pass. Let me. All right. Let me finish with this. So yeah, I've never seen any studies on this. There is the solitary confinement
With light.
without light. Yeah,
With
confinement with light is enough to cause weirdness. I mean,
being in confinement. Like
yeah. I mean, if you're, I can totally see that. And again, this is all going to be just my opinion now. But yeah, I would imagine being in a room by yourself, no contact with anyone, like
dark.
in the dark would be maddening. It would be so. I mean, I do enjoy like time alone with my thoughts. Like I'll come in here and close the door, but I guess the idea is that I still have freedom. Like I can go outside if I want to. I can open a door. I have this to reach out to the entire planet. But solitary confinement, you have none of that freedom, and you're just left alone, especially in the dark with your thoughts. Ugh. That's scary by itself.
Mhm.
So yeah, I don't know. Let me see. Oh gosh, now my list is. Oh, let's look it up. We have a couple minutes. Let's look it up and see if we can find. So, mental changes in solitary confinement.
Without light.
Let me start just with this. Among many other mental health experts, Dr. Stuart Gracian, a psychiatrist, observed the devastating mental health consequences of the practice. Solitary confinement, he found, caused either one, the exacerbation, or recurrence of pre-existing mental issues, or two, the onset of an acute mental illness. How solitary confinement contributes to mental health. Wow. All right. So, I mean, the practice alone, and we're not even taking the light dark thing. We're not taking like no light included in this. We're just solitary confinement alone has been, and looks like it's been shown to cause this mental illness, or at least bring it back if they have a history of it, or onset of sudden mental illness. So yeah, I think adding darkness to it would add another layer. Not being able to see, that would add another sense of fear, I think. I mean, just going off the top of my head. But yeah, I'm gonna add this to my list. Solitary confinement without light. That's scary. I mean, thinking about it just is kind of scary, because I mean, I could probably last a little while. I mean, if I ever went to prison, I would I would get myself in solitary confinement, because
No, you wouldn't.
yeah, it would. Yeah, because I can't poop in front of people.
Oh my god. That would be the least of your problems.
No, that's number one. Like, because I've seen jail cells, like the toilet's like right there in the open, like no walls at all. That scares me more than anything. That scares me more than being someone's bitch. I don't want to poop in front of people. There's a quote.
Yeah.
That's number two, actually. All right, so we're right at the hour mark. Let's take a break.
Yeah, good idea.
And we will. Oh, I'm stuck on the pooper. Oh man, nobody actually knows the universe entirely, just space. Well, I like the conversation that's going on. All right, so let me cue up the break video, and I will see everyone back here in about 4 minutes and 9 seconds. From my camera keeps going out. That was doing that today too. Talking to Beardo, my camera kept going out of focus.
Maybe you need a new one.
Oh well. Expense report. Here we go. See you in 4 minutes and 9 seconds from now.
And now for something completely different.
Welcome Welcome my fellow skeptics, welcome one and all. I am the chief investigator. Oh, come along, old chap. We will have a ball. Now if you will excuse me, it's time to open the mic. Good night. Good night. Kenny Biddle's the name, investigating's my game, and I will have at it. Quid pro quo. As the head of this committee, hunting for ghosts can be shitty, but there is nothing better that I know. I am a skeptic through and through. I question everything, don't you? Let's open the bar and have some questions, alright. Maybe you might find an answer or two. I will find the truth this night and day, and if my name is not Kenny Biddle, then I assure you here I will not stay. Good day! Kenny Biddle's the name, goes hunting's the game. I won't let anything get in my way. Too many fakers out there, too many chefs, too many toe tappers, none of it makes any sense. I am a skeptic through and through. I question everything, don't you? Let's open the bar and ask some questions, alright. Maybe you might find an answer or two. Who knows? There may be ghosts in the machine, but trust me, I am not so keen. I prefer to see these things clearly, not in 144p. I am a skeptic through and through. I question everything, don't you? If you don't think I am right, let's open my night. Yeah, yeah. I am a skeptic through and through. I question everything, don't you? If you don't think I am right, let's open my night. Yeah. If you have an answer or two, let Kenny Biddle solve it for you. Let Kenny Biddle solve it for you. The one and only Kenny Biddle. Kenny Biddle. Kenny Biddle. Kenny Biddle.
Hey there, we're back. Ooh, all right. I think, yeah, Shane, I saw your
We have a few other questions.
yeah, I saw your question, so I'm gonna put the link back in the chat just in case. Oh wait, that's the wrong link. If you want, actually, I'll just send it direct to you. But yeah, we'll get to a couple more questions, and then Shane, if you can come on and talk about your flat Earth test, because now I'm curious. I want to hear how that went. That sounds like fun. All right, what else we got there? Let's see. Shane, Kenny Biddle, that's me. Have you ever investigated a haunted mine? Did we investigate a haunted mine? I don't think so. It doesn't sound familiar. I remember there was like a show on That was like Haunted Mine or something like that. And sadly, it was a guy that used to be a pretty good skeptic and then got a TV deal and abandoned his skepticism and went like full believer. So, but I don't think I've been in mines before.
Pascal said you go to New Mexico. We can do one.
Oh, maybe. I'd like to come out there. I need to visit you guys to come out and just hang out there.
Stephanie said she did.
Oh yeah, which one, Steph? I mean, there was which one did we go to? Like we've been up to the burning place.
Yeah.
But there was a mine that we went
Not
into.
too far from
Yeah, that we went in and we took a tour. But I think now that I'm thinking about it, I think I did ask if it was haunted, and they said something about like there was one ghost of a miner people said was in there, but it wasn't like an official thing that they put out, like saying that it was haunted. So I think I can score a half a point for that.
Stephanie said Avondale.
Avondale, that's what we went to.
Okay.
Yeah, we went to the Avondale mine, I believe, and we have a picture. Like, there's a picture of us in that like mining cart where we went down. I think that's the one we went to. All right, let's get Shane on, and we'll come back to some of the questions. So let's see. There he is. What's up, buddy?
Can you hear me okay? I got my daughter driving. I'm stuck in a car with a 16-year-old.
Oh. So if your screen goes blank, we know what happened.
And I'm dead. Yeah.
Okay.
It's just over. I'll come and haunt you. It's fine.
So what happened?
Huh?
What happened? What did you test?
Oh, so, well, it all started with my meetup group. I just got a suggestion of like, hey, you would like this Utah Flat Earth group. I'm like, really? Would I? and so I just, I don't know, something inside of me is like, how dare there be a Flat Earth group in my area? So I contacted the group and I'm like, hey, we happen to live right by the flattest place on Earth, the Great Salt Flats, or the Great Salt Lake. It's right by us, and you can see it from here. So why don't we do a test? Well, we could design a test. I didn't really expect to hear anything back from him, but sure enough, he responded back, and he's like, "Sure." I'm like, okay.
Okay.
So what I learned is they were very confident in the idea that the Earth is flat, and so I was like, yeah, hell yeah, I love that you're confident. Let's go test it. Let's do this. And so the designing of the test started happening, and he sent me some videos of a test that he did where he shined a laser 21 miles across the Great Salt Lake.
Okay.
And the video, he had two videos. One was where you could see the laser going like that, and I was like, well, that doesn't prove anything. The laser's a giant lightsaber. Of course you can see it over a curve. But then another one was directly on. You can see it directly on. And I was like, now that's interesting. I wonder why that happened. And so I brought it up to the University of Utah and was able to get a hold of their physics department and talk to them about it. And the idea I had was basically the laser is not the right tool they were using. First of all, they were using a blue laser, which is better for refracting, right? So it bends more. And then there's one key piece of thing that the flat earther said to me. He said, well, we can only get it to work when it's really cold. So the best conditions is when it's, freezing cold in January on a clear day. And I was like, oh, really? It only works when that happens, huh?
So like my first question is like, well, how do you know it's working when it's cold? What if it's only working when it's hot and you're wrong?
Exactly. And so I was like, dude, your inconsistency is a problem here. And we need to figure out a consistent test. And so my idea was, why not take the laser equation out and just use flashlights? Flashlights will disperse faster. You don't have the big giant lightsaber problem. And you get a bright enough flashlight, you can see from several miles away. Okay. And so I brought this up to the physicists, and they're like, their response was maybe. so what we did is we initially went out and did the test by ourselves, just our group, and so one person was on one side of the Great Salt Lake, the other person was 25 miles away at the top of Antelope Island, and that's about 400 feet up or so. And we shined a flashlight, confirmed we can see it from that distance. And we're like, yeah, there's the flashlight. Had some binoculars, was able to see it just fine. And then we just had them walk down the hill. And they just kept walking down until the flashlight disappeared. And then we take GPS coordinates, find out exactly how high they were. And yeah, they were like 200 feet up when the light disappeared. We're like, there's your curve right there.
Okay. All right.
So we came at the flat earthers armed with this test, knowing that it works. And we didn't quite tell them that we did the test. We just told, they were like, well, we don't know if you can see the flashlights. We're like, we can see, we did confirm you could see the flashlights. So they were like really confident and ready to go. And so it was just this Saturday where I had two people, Matt and Beatrice from the Utah Flat Earth group, come join us to do this exact same test. And so we went out there and it was the exact same thing. We had Beatrice and my group go to the top of Antelope Island, and then I went with Matt, who's the leader of the group, down to the viewing point. We were basically 23 feet up, and they were 400 feet up, or 300 something feet up. Okay. And we brought altimeters with us to make sure, figure out the
right.
Yeah. And so it was hilarious because the minute the light disappeared, like he started pacing around. He snuck away from the group and called Beatrice. I didn't even know what he was saying, but he was like, oh, what's going on? and you know, it's just like you said, you know, be nice. I was really trying hard to keep my snarky comments to myself. But by the end of it, we found the point where you could stand up and see the light, and then you crouch and the light disappears. We found the point right to that. And so he's sitting there standing up, he's crouching, and his exact words was that's incredible, is what he said. And on the drive home, we had to carpool, so I had him in the car with me. On the drive home, he was saying, I'll tell you what, that's very convincing, and there's either a blockage in the way, must be a curve, or the light's bending in some way. And so I was sure to tell him. I was like, I was saying, well, the deal is consistency, and that's when I revealed that yeah, we've done this twice. We know this works at least twice in two different conditions. It was 32 degrees the first time, and it's 50-something degrees this time. It was cloudy one day, it was not cloudy this day, and it worked both times. And so you want to keep doing this test, you keep doing it. And what was great is he had these ideas. He was like, well, what if we tried it in the day with some binoculars and tried to see the person? I was like, yeah, great, try it. Maybe you could take a mirror out there and reflect the sun. You know, this test can be done so many times, and that consistency is what makes it real. Right. And so yeah, it was. I think there's no way it could have gone better. I think they walked away with a doubt. Wow. Yeah, it was. That's pretty good. Amazing.
That's good. It's good to hear that not only did you do a test that was consistent and you get the same results each time, but you remain polite. Everything remained polite. And I mean, that's the important thing, because I think that makes a big impression on them, because you're not pointing your finger, you're not laughing.
I was telling Kirsten that there was an alternate reality where I came home with the black eyes. But yeah, no, I was very surprised at how polite and cordial everybody was, and we had a barbecue beforehand and kind of broke the ice a little, and you know.
Oh, that's nice. Nice. That's really good. I mean, that's a positive result. That's a win, you know, because you were able to demonstrate some science and still remain friendly and polite and professional. I love that. That's awesome, dude. Good job. Good job.
Yeah. So I learned a little bit about it. I mean, I learned that because I used to think that flat Earth was a religious thing, and it was just Bible literalism. But I learned from Matt that it's really just comes from the the moon landing conspiracy.
Yeah.
apparently it starts with the moon landing conspiracy, and the more and more you get into it, then the more and more it turns into the world's flat and NASA's just trying to hide it.
Yeah. Yeah, NASA's responsible for everything.
Absolutely. It's not like we didn't think the world was round well before NASA.
Right. Cool. Good story, man. Thank you for coming on and sharing that. That was awesome.
Yeah.
I love it. All right. I will I'm gonna get in touch with you like Monday because I want to go over a few details with you and maybe start planning something. So I will talk to you Monday. We'll keep it on the down low right now, but I'll talk to you next week. All right.
Awesome.
All right. Take it easy, buddy.
Yep.
Oh, that was cool. That was good. That was nice. I'm really happy the test turned out. I'm equally happy that the test turned out good and was consistent on both sides, and then also happy that it remained polite and they could actually talk and like nobody got pissed off and went ballistic. So really cool. Good job. That was Shane Smith. For anyone that didn't know it, I should have done like an introduction, but he runs the Beehive Skeptics, which is a skeptical group out of Salt Lake City, Utah. And I met him. We met him at SciCon last year, which was really nice. It was really fun to sit down and talk to him and just get to know him better. And he is a affiliate with us with CFI, so really good guy. And he's also the guy that if somebody claims to have some kind of supernatural superpower, then he is the representative in Utah for the $500,000 challenge that we have. So people will come to him and have to perform the test first for them to recommend the big test at CFI IJ. So really cool. I like talking to him. All right. How we doing? We're doing good on time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. What else we got? We got a couple questions. Yeah.
Yeah, getting back to the haunted mine.
Okay. Puerto Rican haunted mine in New Jersey is the Strelling Hill Mining Museum in we've been there.
Ogdensburg.
Ogdensburg. My mouth just does not like to say new words. I'm gonna have to practice that, like Ogdensburg. I'm pretty sure that is where we went to. Wait, is that where the submarine is? Remember that submarine we went to see that was stuck? Like it couldn't get in out of the wherever it was because it was like part of a museum and
Sterling Hill Mine. He spelled it wrong.
Oh, okay. All right, that makes sense. I don't know. That says New York. I don't want New York. I want New Jersey. Although it's not new. Yeah, maybe not. I don't know. Sterling. Oh, there's Sterling Hill Mining Museum. I see it on the map.
Well, put it on your list. Maybe we can get there someday.
Ooh, it's got pretty a lot. Oh, you know what? I think is this on my list? I think this is on my Google Places that I want to visit. Because I'm looking at the photos now, and it's oh yeah, it's got all these colorful kind of thing. Let me show you guys, so you can see how pretty the pretty rocks. Look at that. That's cool. I'd like to see that. I don't know if that's spray painted or if that's lights or anything, but it looks pretty cool. I wouldn't mind doing that. That's spooky. Oh, see, yeah, I think I saw this on Atlas Obscura. Okay. When I was going through, I was just seeing what places we could visit. So that looks like a lot of stuff there. Oh, some water. Sterling Hill. That looks cool.
Yeah, we haven't been there.
Yeah, we definitely have not been there. Oh, because I'd totally be up on that. Oh, geodes. Geodes, right? I think they're geodes. They're so huge. That's awesome. I love that kind of stuff. Really cool. All right. So that's, yeah, I'm pretty sure this is on. I've seen some of those pictures with the colored rocks. So that is on my Atlas Obscura account. So if we ever get there, because now that's pretty far. That's pretty far from us now. Because I think it was much closer when we were in Philly. Let's see how. Well, they're not looking now. They don't know where we live. Shh, don't worry. Oh yeah, well, it's not bad. It's under 6 hours to get there, so it's not that bad. Yeah, they all know I'm here. All right, it's on the list. I'm gonna go. Do you live by there? If you do, I'll let you know. Oh yeah, the USS Ling in the next town over for me. Hackensack. That's because I think we drove through it to get to Hackensack because I was like, we're in Hackensack. That's where Miss Tessmacher's mother lived. Like, Lex from Superman. Lex, my mother lives in Hackensack, and he's like, no, she doesn't, not anymore. It's gone. All right, Scottish pride. Where in Philly you from? I was raised in Port Richmond section of Kensington. Oh, I was in Kensington. Let's see. I moved out of Kensington when I was like 7 or 8. Yeah, I was right. You know where Elkin Grade School is or used to be? I don't know if it's still up and running, but I was right down the street from there. And then I moved to the Northeast, the far Northeast. And then, yeah, and we lived in Cheltenham for a while. And then now we're here in Buffalo, where it's usually cold all of the time. It's not bad. Today was actually beautiful. Today was really good. Yeah, I had my window open. I have an office with a window. I love that. So, yeah. All right, wisdom. Have you heard of that paranormal? We should do like take a cue from Beardo and just put initials for certain people because I don't like promoting his name, but apparently he's claiming to have spoken to God now. Now, I'm going to go off of my dogma movie based knowledge of Catholicism and say that you couldn't hear God's voice because your head would explode. Who's with me? Who's with me?
Question.
Yeah. Donna's like, done. That guy, man.
We don't need to give him any.
If you follow him for any other reason except you're entertained by stupidity, then you have a problem. And I think you really need to talk to a professional. Because that's just so. He's an idiot. All right, moving on. Oh man, Robert, how you doing? Do you believe that science is not always right? Yes, I think. Yeah, science has been wrong, definitely, and can be manipulated by some other forces. Kind of like what if? Anything's possible. Us humans believe in things on scientific studies that we have. Kind of like. Hold on. Kind of like what if anything's possible? Us humans believe in things on scientific studies. So this is my response to this, and this is a standard response that I try to stay behind. Science is not always correct. It's really good. It is the best tool that we have for understanding the universe around us, everything that happens around us, and how we work, how we live, how we are alive. But then so much other, so much more about the universe. But it also, when we do get things wrong, because humans are the ones that are performing science, we are conducting science, we are getting the results, we are interpreting the results. So yes, we can be wrong, and we can put those interpretations into scientific studies, put it out there, and be wrong. And that's what I like about science, is that it's self-correcting nature, because you're going to have other teams out there, other teams that practice science that are involved with this, that will try to replicate the results of the first party. And when something happens where they don't get the same results, then it's like, all right, what's going on? Now we have to figure out what the problem is. And as we progress, as we learn more, our worldview changes. It grows. It evolves. So I think it's really. I still love science, and when we make mistakes, we make mistakes. We learn from it. We move on. We try to do better the next time. And our knowledge base will constantly grow. Yeah, it's not perfect because we're not perfect, and that's just the nature of the beast. When it comes to manipulated by some other forces, I'm not sure what you mean there by other forces. I mean, are you like alluding to something paranormal or spiritual or otherworldly? That I wouldn't be able to answer because it hasn't been shown to exist yet. And at least for the cases that I investigate or go through, it's usually been mistaken identity, human error, or hoaxing that is usually responsible for the alleged paranormal activity. It's not something that is some other force or science getting it wrong. It's just people getting it wrong. So I hope that answered your question. I'm not really sure, but I hope it did. All right. Scottish Pride. Got to put my glasses back on so I can see. Thinking of the movie The Black Hole. I just saw that. It was on Disney Plus. I like scrolled past it and I was like, I haven't seen that in a while. Like a long while, probably since like 1979. Do you think it's feasible to potentially punch through a black hole to the other side? Question 2, your thoughts on white holes, spew matter versus black hole. So I can answer the question 2 pretty quickly. I really have no understanding of the white hole thing. I feel weird saying that white hole. I have heard about it, but I have never looked into it, so I really don't have an answer for that. The going to the black hole, I mean that the Black Hole 1979 version is a movie. So keeping that in mind, the idea of punching through a black hole, I right now, that would be just impossible because we don't know what's there. We don't know what's going on. And nothing has survived. Although I do recall that, I think, what is it? Like X-ray bursts do emit. Now I got to check that. Does anything, I need to spell right. Is anything emitted? That's it. Is anything emitted from a black hole? From a black hole. Don't you love when we learn together? I do. Black holes don't emit or reflect light, making them effectively invisible to telescopes. Scientists primarily detect and study them based on how they affect their surroundings. Black holes can be surrounded by rings of gas and dust called accretion disks that emit light across many wavelengths, including X-rays. Jets of particles. Materials that orbit close to the black hole's event horizon can be ejected in jets that move at nearly the speed of light. These jets can emit X-rays, gamma rays, and radio waves, and can extend hundreds of thousands of light years into space. All right, so obviously I heard slightly different. So I had a different version, so I'm glad I checked. But yeah, I don't think you're gonna punch a hole because, well, one, I mean, I'm glad that you put the other side in quotes because it's like we don't even know if there is an other side. I mean, I think that has been hypothesized that that it could be that through a black hole there is another universe. I don't know why I did the whole cow insemination move there. I was like, what's going on here? Well, you go through a black hole and it's into another universe. I know that idea has floated around. Pascal. My God, I need to get a new mouth. Hawking radiation might be the radiation you're thinking of. That might be it. Then let's see. Hawking radiation. Hawking radiation black hole. Oh, let's see. Hawking radiation is the thermal radiation predicted to be spontaneously emitted by black holes. It arises from the steady conversion of quantum vacuum fluctuations into pairs of particles, one of which escaping at infinity while the other is trapped inside the black hole horizon. All right, so that's probably what I'm talking about. So you like how I totally like own that one.
That's probably what I'm talking about.
We're you and me, Pasquale. We're like connected. All right. Yeah, I don't know about punching a hole through a black hole, because isn't that already a hole? A big hole?
Maybe through a wormhole.
It's like the butthole of the universe. But everything goes in, but nothing comes out. All right. Moving on. I'm talking out my ass now. All right. Mitch Silverstein, if you played with the iWay and the planchette moved on its own, what would you do next?
Call you.
I'd be like, Mitch, this thing is broken. I don't know what you sent me, but it's broken. Come fix it. If it moved on its own, hopefully I already had the camera set up. And it would probably I'd have to call a bunch of people. I'd have to call some reputable people to come witness it, because I've already made it like pretty clear through like YouTube and TikTok and stuff like that I can fake this stuff, and I know several ways of doing it and can do it pretty convincingly. So I would not expect anyone to believe me. And I would call out for people to come and witness it and say, look, here's the setup. You guys figure it out, because I can't do it. I'd have to remove myself from the equation. But what would I do next? I would look for, actually, you know what? That's why he wore the brown pants. That would come later. That what I just said would come later. Really, what I would do would try to figure out if you put a remote in this. And now that you said that, now I'm looking around. I want to see like, oh, there's a little Bluetooth remote control. Can you imagine that? Put this thing down, and all of a sudden it just starts like going around. I'm like, what the hell is going on? But I mean, there can't be. There just can't be. There are the little pads on the bottom. There's no way to make this mobile on its own. But it's so pretty. I like it. It's so pretty and clean. I can't wait to play with it. But yeah, I think I would first check and make sure nobody was punking me. And once I was satisfied that I couldn't find anything, I would, call other people to say, hey, check this out. What am I doing wrong here? If I'm doing something wrong, is there something more to it? Let's continue this, because now it's really interesting. So that would be my honest answer there. So good question, Mitch. I wish I would have thought of that, but I mean Bluetooth. Oh, yeah, that would be cool if there was like a little tiny wheel that you could just motorize, and a silent motor. It has to be silent, but just enough to just give it a little nudge. I think even that, like even just a tiny little nudge would screw with people. Can you imagine like putting your fingers on it and all of a sudden you feel it nudge, especially if you're alone? That would be like, whoa, what's going on? All right. Got anything else?
Yeah, this is just funny, so I had to throw it up there.
Okay. Sora HR. Puffin stuff. There you go. I like that. Puffin stuff.
His new name.
Yep.
Puffin stuff.
HR Puffin stuff. I like that. Puffin stuff. All right. I'm writing that down on top here. All right. All right.
We have one more.
Yeah, one more. All right, one more. We're almost done. Robert, like someone asked you on Beardo's chat, that isn't it entirely possible that ghost or paranormal cannot be caught on camera or through any device. It can only be seen at that time to a specific person. So I'm going to say that maybe it's only seen to one person, but then how do you determine that that's what's happening? You know, if only one person sees something at one time and nobody else could see it. And I don't know if we're talking like there's other people in the room that could possibly witness if they could, but if no one else is seeing it, then how do we know it's an actual event versus something that is happening inside their head? That's the question. I mean, if it can't be caught on camera, I mean, this kind of reminds me of the invisible dragon issue. You know, like if they're saying something happened, if they see an apparition, but nobody else can see it, nobody else can capture it, nothing else can capture it, then it's almost like these are excuses so that somebody can claim that they're having an experience, even though they don't have to prove it. So, I mean, these are hypothetical situations. If that's the case, then this is out of my wheelhouse about testing. I would actually have to sit down and really think about this and discuss with other people that have more expertise and qualifications in these areas, where I was like, all right, what do we do? How do we test this? Is there a way to test this? Let me see again. Possible. Isn't it entirely possible that ghosts or paranormal cannot be caught? And and I'll also add what I said on Beardo's show. If somebody is seeing it, if somebody is visually seeing this, then, and it's not a hallucination, then whatever it is appearing within the visible light spectrum. So your camera, your video recorder should be able to capture it because it's well within its range to capture it. But if it's not, and again, if it comes to only one person is claiming to see this, then I would have to lean towards there's an issue inside their head. Something's going on inside their head that they're seeing. Is it a mental health issue, or do they have a superpower where they're actually seeing it? So actually, now that the more I'm thinking about it, the more it's like, okay, shit, but you're saying this is only specific at that time. It would have to be repeatable. It would have to be able to set up where other people could be there, questions could be asked, where whatever spirit is there could give specific answers, not just like make a noise. That doesn't work. You'd have to answer specific questions that only that spirit would know. You know, that person who was alive at one time would know. And even that's difficult because, like, all right, how do we do that? How do we make sure the person that's the witness doesn't already know that information? There's a lot of problems with this scenario. And I don't know if I can give you a better answer than what I've already given you. So I hope that answered your question and satisfied this. Is that it? Yeah. Oh, one more. Scottish Pride. You are on fire. Fire. All right. Okay. Talking all sciences. Okay. Going by the table
Of elements. Sure.
okay. I was like, oh, what's wrong with me?
What's your opinion on what you think about the ultimate form of life? What? I'm helping you read.
What's your opinion on what you think on the ultimate form of life? The ultimate form of life. I'm not sure how to answer this except for Jedi Master. Mixed with Superman. Yeah. None of that kryptonite shit. Yeah. Super Jedi Master. That would be the ultimate form for me. I don't know about you guys, but yeah, that would be the ultimate form for me.
One more.
I'm really not sure if that answered the question. I'm not
Okay.
sure. I'm not. Yeah. If that works, let me know because I'm not sure where I'm going with this.
One more question.
One more question. Wisdom. Can you take a picture through a prism? Would that add all color frequencies for a visualization? Oh my God, of a ghost. So how a prism works is light's coming through the prism. You're not taking a picture per se through the prism. It's when you operate the camera and open the shutter, light is coming into the lens and hitting the sensor and or film. So that light is usually it's either direct light from a light source like the sun or a lamp, or it's indirect light, which is reflected light off of all the objects, which would be coming through that prism. So I don't know.
Can you take a picture through a prism though? Like, can you put the prism up?
You
to
could,
the camera?
yeah, I'm sure you could, and that would become that would become indirect light then, because no, it'd become direct light. No, all right, I'm thinking this through. Forgive me, I'm thinking it through. You'd have light coming through. It would be bent because of the prism. White light would go, as I understand it again, like white light would split into its colors. I don't know if colors would come in. I don't know. Like it's an interesting idea, but it really goes back to the source. Like this is throwing. Oh wait, Dave's making a comment. Where's my glasses?
Should I bring that up?
When Dave makes a comment like that, like he like lurks in the background, and all of a sudden, like boom, a long post, and it's like now it's interesting. Now I got to see what he says. Read Apparitions by Green and McCree gets into some interesting ideas on apparitions and if they may or may not actually have physical presence. Also talks about why some are experienced collectively and some are not. Okay. Let's see. I'm gonna
Here's another one from Daniel.
hit the lifelines here. Yeah, go to the comments. So I understand that white light is the combination of all color frequencies of light. It is already there. The prism separates it into wavelengths. That's how I see it. So I guess any white, and I don't know if you have to be on a specific angle. Prism separates the frequencies that are already there, like a strainer. Okay, so if it's so your separate colors would be the watered down, the strained light, and it was only white and black light flows direct rest of the color spectrum. So I mean there is no black light. It's there's white light, which is all the frequencies, but black is the absence of light. And it's usually because it's absorbed. Like if anything is reflecting black, it's because it's absorbing all the frequencies coming in instead of reflecting them. How does prism work? Prism is a triangular transparent device made of glass or plastic that refracts light as it passes through. So it bends it. And that's what it is. So white light comes in and it's pretty much bent, but the different frequencies will bend at different angles. Refraction is the process of light bending. Oh, I got it right. When it moves from one medium like air to another, like glass or water. What is that? I am a frequency guy by profession. Light is the only spectrum from infrared to ultraviolet with the color spectrum within it. Okay, there you go. So I don't really know how this would apply to a hypothetical ghost, because that's really what it comes down to. I mean, they have not been proven to exist yet, and all the ideas that we share and we talk about, they are just ideas. They are speculating about what they could or could not do. So when it comes to like going through a prism or whether one person sees it and does that mean it's there or not? I memean, it's still all speculation. Using a prism, I don't know. I don't think so. I don't have an answer for that. Yeah, I'm good. Although technically it's all the same energy, and he's using it in the right context. From ultra low frequency electromagnetic radiation to X-rays and beyond, it's all the same ultimately. It's just different lengths, right? Wavelengths. And that's I would think that's the difference. It's the wavelength pattern, the length of the wavelength. All right. So I'm yeah, I'm thoroughly confused. I am. I'm thoroughly confused. Yeah, wavelengths make the difference. Yes. All right. So that's cool. That was a good discussion. Because I really there were some questions that I mean, it's nice to hypothesize about this, and it's kind of like a thought experiment, but in the end, when it comes to, especially with the question about prisms, it's like, I don't know, like we're throwing out ideas here, or entertaining ideas with the goal of trying to capture a hypothetical entity. So I mean, it's fun to think about, but unless we actually test it and we had a ghost to actually test and we knew that they existed and what kind of properties they were, then we could try to figure it out. But otherwise, it's just all, speculation.
We have one more. Do you want to do one more?
Yeah, I can do one more. Puerto Rican. Just in case, Kenny, have you measured and scanned for radio signals, frequencies, bands in a location above and below range 2? Just in case, have you measured and scanned for radio frequencies? So, I don't know exactly bands. Let's see, bands in a location. No, I mean, I really don't, unless I know that there's like a team is using a broken radio, aka a spirit box. Then I'd like to go through like AM, FM bands to see how many stations are within range, which come in clear, which may come in like sort of clear or something like that. Scan for radio frequencies, bands, signals. I will also check for like Wi-Fi. I'll also check for any RF. I do have one of those little RF detectors just in case there's something sending out a signal. I want to see if there's anything in a house. But it really depends on the claim. Like if there's just visual claims or very simple things about like things moving around or falling off of shelves or stuff like that, then I usually don't check for that. I don't see a need for that unless it comes up. So the short answer is no. Only when I have to. So I hope that answered your question. And I think that's it. I think that's it for now. Unless are we good?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Let's see. There's some good questions. I really like the chat. All right. So with that, I'm going to end the show soon. Let me see. What do I have? So as for announcements, tomorrow, just in case any nerds are around the Buffalo area, it's not an official event, but if you happen to be in Buffalo and you have nothing to do, tomorrow is May 4th. So may the 4th be with you. And if it's whatever, if you want to like drop by the Center for Inquiry at like around 10 o'clock, get here early, 10 o'clock tomorrow morning, we may be starting a marathon on the big screen because we have a big movie screen inside here, where we're going to start with the last like 10 minutes or so of Rogue One with the awesome Darth Vader hallway scene, and then watching A New Hope and Empire and Return of the Jedi. At least I will be. I know there's at least one person coming to hang out with me and watch Star Wars. So,
and it ain't me.
It's not her. So yeah, it's not her. But yeah, a friend of mine, coworkers coming out. So yeah, if you're in the area and you want to hang out and be a nerd, I will be here just in my Jedi robes. And yeah, I'm going to have my full costume on sitting in the lecture hall. Besides that, let's see. There's a few things I have coming up. So let's see. May 25th, I will be in Raleigh, North Carolina for Skeptic Camp. The Triangle Skeptics down there. It's an awesome group. I've spoken to them before. I've done like a lecture or two with them. I've hung out with them. They're doing a one-day Skeptic Camp conference. So they're going to have a few speakers. And so I'm going to hang out there for actually a few days. Because Sunday, I also found out we're doing some kind of outing. We're going to investigate some local place that they're going to set up, and we're going to check it out, which is really cool. I can't wait for that. The following weekend, I'm doing something that I can't tell you about yet. I can't tell you until it's all done and I get home, but I will definitely tell you afterwards, like in June. Then I can tell you. So in June 15th, I will be heading down to somewhere in West Virginia to meet up with Daniel Reed and Tim Vickers, because Daniel Reed is giving a talk at the Grafton Monster Festival that's down there. It's like a one-day event, I believe. So he's giving a talk, and I'm gonna drive down so I can watch and listen to his talk and heckle him. I will be throwing milk duds at him because that's what I do. Just to distract him. The June. Oh, what is this? Is this an event that I'm doing to? No, that's an event that I can't tell you about. Come on, go back to my calendar. June 28th to 30th. If you're also in the Buffalo area, this is not paranormal or skeptical related, but the Nickel City Comic Con is in town. It'll be in Buffalo. I'll be down there because I'm going to be having fun. I love Comic Cons. And then that's it for the foreseeable future. There's a few things that are further out that I have to finalize and everything. But other than that, if you want to check out more of this stuff that I do, TikTok Tuesdays, if you're available, 3 p.m. Eastern time, I usually go live for an hour on TikTok and I answer questions and go through stuff on there. Is that it? Is that everything that I talk about? Yeah, I think so. All right. Everyone else, have a great weekend. Enjoy it. Stay safe. Be healthy. Stay dry wherever you are.
It's going to be raining a lot.
Is it? Well, it's going to be raining here, right?
Yeah.
Oh, Sunday. Sunday is the world's largest garage sale at Antique World if you're in the Buffalo area. So hopefully it's not too bad. And I'm going to be playing with my new toys. Trying them out and seeing what's going on. Never stop learning. That's right, wisdom. That's right. Woo! You preach, brother. All right. Everyone have a great weekend. I will see you next Friday, right? Let me make sure. Maybe make sure, because sometimes I forget that I have something.
Friday's our anniversary.
So I might see you. But then again, I might not see you because
you'll see us.
You'll see us. We can go to dinner. I'll just take off early. I'll take off the afternoon,
All right.
and then we'll go have a nice lunner, and then we'll come in here and do the show, and we can celebrate our anniversary with everyone.
Everybody.
That's right. It'll be like a party. All right. Is that? Whew.
Yeah.
See that one, guys. All right. You guys have a great weekend. We will see you next time, next week, Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern. Bye.
Bye-bye.